Hello, sports fans, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Inside Titan Sports. This is the final segment of the 2016 and 17 season. It's been a great ride, and I tell you what, it's been great to be your host. Eric Kohler here with you, and we've had a great, successful season. Manager of Athletic Communications, Michael Parsons, will come in later this show and talk about some exciting achievements and accomplishments. But first, let's sit down and talk men's golf with our very own head coach, Jamie Howell. Hey, Coach.
Hey, Eric.
Hey, I tell you what, you made 15 straight national championship appearances now. What's the secret, Coach? Congratulations.
Good players, man. Good players make you look good.
Well, you got 11 players, and talk about some of the players that really did well, that you won your District 4 championship 4 times the last 5 years. You had, I believe, 3 guys that finished in the top 10.
We actually had 3 finish in the top 5.
Wow.
Brad Bawden was second, Matthew Eschelard third, and Fraser Davern fifth. They did an awesome job. When we left, it may sound a little forward, but when we left, said, boys, if we play well, we'll take care of business. Simple as that. And the best part about it was we led by 1 after the first round, by 7 after round 2, and we won by 26. So they took care of business.
26 strokes. So talk about, where was the venue and location of that?
Bruton, Alabama, which is about an hour and a half northeast of Mobile.
Okay.
Kind of in the middle of nowhere, Alabama, but a neat spot. Good golf course.
Okay.
We got to see it in the fall in a preview, and it was good to get to go back.
I'll tell you what, 26 strokes, that's amazing. So talk about some of the players that really are up from a Nicholas or Award. Talk about those 2 players.
Yeah, Brad Bawden and Matthew Eschelard both received consideration for that. All the divisions across college submit their candidates for it, and both Brad and Matthew are right at the top of the list. So curious to see how it plays out. It's based on the whole year. That Matthew was included with just 1 semester of work. That says an awful lot for what the coaches recognize there. And it's decided at the national tournament. You know, the committee will sit down and deliberate over who's going to be the recipient.
Now, 15 straight years now, you're going to go where? Where's that going to be, the national tournament?
Garden City, Kansas. That's as far west as Kansas you can get, right up against Colorado border.
I'll be darned. So Garden City, Kansas, who sets that location?
It actually goes out for bid. Like when we hosted last year, we had
Okay.
to bid to host the tournament. Garden City went through the same process.
So what are the chances of us hosting the national tournament someday?
Well, you know, we did last year, 2016 at Duran, and we're going to bid on it again for 2019. Hope to bring it back to Brevard County.
That's pretty good. So what's the staging process in terms of bidding to try to get that tournament back here in Brevard County?
It's an application process. I would like to think we've got a leg up on some that we hosted once. I believe the feedback was positive all around, and I would hope the NJCAA would recognize that when the bid process goes about and give us serious consideration, because I believe everybody would like to come back.
So what's the format of the national championship that you guys are getting set for Garden City, Kansas?
72 holes over 4 days, not unlike a PGA Tour event.
I'll be darned. So that's pretty good. Now, when do you guys leave for that tournament?
We leave on the 13th of May. The tournament itself is the 16th through the 19th, and we come back home on the 20th.
So how's it going to work this time? You guys going on the road with the road trips? You're actually going to take the plane and go by air?
We're going to fly. We're going to
Okay.
fly to Wichita. It's about a 3.5-hour drive from Wichita out to Garden City. It'll be a long day out there. It'll be more than worth it. That's why we've worked all year to get out there.
So, Coach, how many years now have you been with the Titans as the men's golf coach?
Head coach for 15 years. I was an assistant coach for 8 years prior to that.
That's pretty good. So the head coach for 15 years. You're 15 for 15 of making the national tournament. What's the secret?
Good players. Again, same deal. Good players make you look good. They do the work. My job is to organize them. My job is to prepare them and plan. But at the end of the day, they're the ones who tee it up. They hit it down the fairway. They put it in the hole. It falls into their lap.
Now, the biggest thing, it is a challenge at the JUCO level, the NJCAA level, in terms of you only see these kids 2 years.
Right.
And you got to reload, and obviously you're doing something right. The brand of Eastern Florida golf, it's out there.
I think the brand of Eastern Florida is out there. It's not just us. Appreciate the thought, but you know, across the board, our school is competitive at an awful lot of levels. Young folks see that. If you have competitive winning programs, they see that. They want to be a part of that. At the golf end of things, we're in Florida. We're going to attract a lot of attention just for the weather. So if we do our job, it should feed itself really well.
Well, I tell you what, Coach, I mean, just there's so much that goes into playing in preparation for this national tournament. What are you going to do for the guys getting set up to that day that you leave for Garden City?
You know, first things first, get us through exams. We've got 2 more days of finals to go, and I just don't touch them at all this week. We'll get through Thursday, give them a day to catch their breath. We'll start practicing a little bit probably Friday, a little bit Saturday. We're going to have 2 getaways. We're going to go to 2 nice golf courses to get a little different taste. We're going to go down to Quail Valley, down in Vero Beach. We'll go to Lake Nona and play over there. We'll do a little bit of work, but if nothing else, you know, hopefully just fine-tune where we've been. I don't think we need to make any major changes. Awful lot of preparation go into getting their gear ready, make sure we have all our ducks in a row before we depart so that when we get out there, all we do is play golf because there's a lot of distractions. And you'd like the golf to be the easiest thing they do. You know, hopefully when they get to the golf course, it's like finally we get to play as opposed to all the other events that take place around it.
Well, Coach, you have great support around Brevard community about a lot of different courses allowed you to use your range facilities or courses such as that. What is your main go-to course that you go in terms of the guys hitting balls and practicing?
It depends on the event we're going to. That we're going some places windy and flat as Garden City, Kansas. Durand, the wind blows the most of any course around here. So
because it's wide open?
You bet. So we'll probably spend some time there before we go out. I'm going to try to find some place where maybe there's some narrow tee shots. I'll visit a Turtle Creek. I'll visit Rockledge Country Club. I'm going to make the rounds a little bit there, and at the same time, you know, we've been working all year. I'm not going to go overboard as we go into this. I just want to basically work out any kinks, get back into our routine once exams are over, and take it from there.
Now, have you been able to scout Garden City in terms of the course? How is it for some of these players that maybe never set eyes or foot on that type of course? How do you prepare for that mentally?
You can. I don't know that mentally you can prepare for it right away without seeing it. You can have an idea going online. The way the flyovers now are online, you can take a look at it. I've got a gentleman working out at our golf academy who played in a tournament there some years ago. He gave the guys a little insight of what it might look like. For the most part, it's still golf. When we get there, whether it's Garden City, whether we're in the mountains, you know, at the end of the day, there's 18 holes in the course, and we're going to go play. And if we're doing our work, we'll adjust to it. If I'm doing my job, I can help them see where some of the lines are.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of having a plan and sticking to it.
You know, the one thing about golf, me being a golfer as well, is the one dynamic that can change any course is wind.
You bet.
How do you coach up wind?
Typically, you're asking them to take more club.
Okay.
Typically, you're asking them to back off a little bit and find the fat spots even more, because, you know, the crosswinds tend to be more the issue. Downwind into the wind is the obvious, but the crosswinds tend to be the one that mess with you a little bit more.
So I'll tell you about Garden City, Kansas. Now, have you been on site at Garden City, Kansas?
I've driven through it, but never stopped.
Yeah, it's like you said earlier, it's kind of an oxymoron in Garden City.
It's out there. It's just, it was for me, it was a byway on the way to Denver years ago, and just all you see are fields of wheat and cows.
So have you set your lineup? How do you set the lineup for the guys who are going to compete at the national tournament?
I try to base it on the year.
Okay.
You look at the body of your year and decide, okay, how are we going to do this? I actually use a point system to determine, you know, who's played the best over the course of the last 8 months.
Okay.
Bawden's been steady as a rock all year. Matthew Eschelar joined in and made us instantly better. Fraser Davern's had a good year. Tyler Bennett, from the fall to the spring, got noticeably better. And we got a young man, Ryan Rozik, that, again, he had the body of his year was very good. He's in that fifth spot for us going out there.
So how many players do you get to travel for the national tournament?
I'm going to take 6, so we're going to take an extra man. Michael Stewart's going to go with us as an alternate if we need him.
Okay.
You can't change your lineup after you start. If somebody falls sick, if somebody gets injured, you go down 4. But if anything happened, Mike will be out there with us. And at the same time, if he doesn't play, he's going to be like an assistant coach with me, an extra set of eyes, where he's out there walking the course. Tyler Bennett does really well if he has somebody there with him, so I'm probably going to have Stewart hang out with him a little bit when they're playing.
So that's pretty good. What are the dates again so we can follow you along online?
May the 16th through the 19th.
Tell you what, Coach, appreciate all you do for Titans athletics. And again, 15 straight appearances, national tournament. That is something special, Coach.
Pleasure to be here.
Jamie Howell. Take a short break and we'll talk to some of the men's golfers right here on the show. This is Inside Titan Sports. Don't go away.
Create the career of your dreams with a degree from Eastern Florida State College. Earn a bachelor's degree, associate's degree, or college certificate in growing job fields like healthcare, business, and computer technology. On campus or online, you can find inspiration and success. Anything's possible where Titans rise. Eastern Florida State College.
Hey fans, welcome back to Inside Titan Sports. Time to meet the players that make up the 15th straight appearance in the national tournament. Let's bring in for the first time. We got Ryan Rozik, we got Brad Bawden, and Taylor Whalen. Hey guys, how are you?
Yeah, good.
Doing well. Doing good.
Hey, congratulations. You guys are going to the national tournament, man. 15 straight years with Coach Howell, man. That's pretty special. He's 15 for 15. You guys really brought the brand for Eastern Florida right there in the national scene. Brad, you've played and been the steady rock of the team. Talk about this season, your career here at Eastern Florida, kind of in a quick recap.
It's been enjoyable. I've loved. It's weird to think that it's all coming to an end so quickly, because it feels like yesterday I was getting off the plane at Orlando for my first semester. So, but it's been great. I've been pretty blessed to spend it with such a great bunch of lads for both years. It's been really enjoyable. I've loved it.
And Brad, with the District 4 championship for the last 5 years, you had 4 guys finish in the top 10. Ryan, that's pretty special. I mean, to have that much of an output to win by 26 strokes, that's special.
Yeah, they went out there and they played some really good golf, and it was really fun to watch. Even though I was on the sideline, Michael Stewart beat me, and everyone. It was a team effort, and they all did a great job.
Now you're a local guy. Talk about all the times that now you can remember to be part of Eastern Florida now as a freshman. You have a bright future on the golf links.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like, I used to play golf at Century Country Club and practice out there, and ever since 8th grade, 9th grade, so 4 or 5 years ago, I've been watching them hitting putts on the putting green. I've always let them do their business, but I've always been the kid kind of standing away. But as I'm friends with Kerry Sweeney and Mickey DeMorat, who went through here, and then I got to know the team last year. So it was cool to watch them as they prepared and as they got ready for their tournaments and national tournaments. And it's awesome to be in this spot now.
Well, it's cool. Now it's your time to shine. Now Taylor, in the back there, you've had a great career as well now, and I hear you're going to a special place. Talk about where you're committed to golf going forward.
I'm going to Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University next year in Daytona.
Wow.
It's going to be great. I love working with planes and rockets. It runs in my family. I'm from Merritt Island, so I've watched the shuttles go up my whole life. And then the opportunity to play golf there is great too. I'm excited. It's a Division II program. Still get to see these guys though. I'll get to see Ryan next year. We come back and play in a few events that they do. So it doesn't end here.
I like it, Taylor. Congratulations on that now. Brad, you've got some national exposure now. Talk about this Garden City, Kansas now. How do you scout out a course? You come across from the pond where there's a lot of wind as well. How do you scout out a course that you've never physically been at?
Well, I've been to a few courses where I've never been to before, so it's not like it's the first time for me, but we've got a few days where we'll be able to play the course and see what it's like, so we'll be pretty prepared for the task at hand.
So now last year we got to host the national tournament, Ryan. Now this year you guys got to travel. I mean, sometimes how do you guys get geared up in terms of being ready for the big dance?
It's just going to be like any other tournament. Like, we've had really long road trips. The first event of the year, I think we traveled a total of 11 hours, and we've also, by van, and other events we traveled 9 hours. We've made big trips, and this is going to be a little bit bigger. It's going to be by plane. I've actually never traveled this far to go play golf.
Oh, wow.
And it's going to be a very interesting experience. But, you know, we'll get up there, and it'll be normal. Like, school's going to be behind us, and we're just going to be focused on golf and what can we do.
That's pretty good. Now, Taylor, I hear about Coach. Now, he's the official driver when you guys hit the road. Any of you guys have some funny stories to share about Coach, about being the road trip warrior that he is? Brad?
We had a Chick-fil-A incident my freshman year, actually.
Okay.
But we haven't had anything too serious this year, so it's been pretty smooth.
So how do you pass the time when you do those long road trips when you're in the van with your teammates and stuff? You play cards? What's the deal?
A lot of people actually put their headphones in and listen to music. Sometimes we kind of mess around. Most of us like to quiz Coach with funny questions, kind of get to figure out more about him, and that's just kind of passes the time because he's full of stories.
He sure is, I tell you. He's got a lot of color to him. So talk about some of the players on the roster right now. What is something that maybe some people don't know about Ryan Rozik?
He's goofy.
He's goofy.
I'm very,
I'll jump in on that.
I'm very goofy. I'm two different people on the course and off the course. I'm just I do like some impersonations and I mess around, but on the course I'm pretty serious, quiet, and mind my own business. So it's a little interesting dynamic I have.
What about Taylor back there? What does Taylor bring to the team?
He's a firecracker. It's kind of
I can see that.
It's kind of fun to watch him.
I can see that.
It's fun to play with him and watch him. Like, sometimes he'll get mad, but you can always see he's trying, and you can always see that he's working hard and putting his best effort forward. And
what about Brad here?
Brad's is an interesting character because sometimes he has outbursts where he's like he can't get a putt to fall and he's all upset.
Right.
And then he has times where he just goes out there and plays and it's unbelievable to watch. But Brad does everything right off the course. He does all the things in the classroom that you're supposed to do. Is a great leader for this team and has led the team all year.
Guys, what led you to Eastern Florida? Obviously, a couple of you guys are young local products. But really, what drew you to Coach Howell? When was the first time you met Coach Howell, Ryan?
I met Coach Howell my junior year in high school. I introduced myself on the putting green as like a lot of events took place there. And he said, I know who you are. He already knew who I was. I didn't think. So I started to email him. I kept in contact with him through all my tournaments. And I've just seen Eastern Florida as a program that is a great place to get better and a great place to work on my game. I've had a lot of friends go here. And I knew that this was the right place for me to continue and get better.
Taylor, when was your first exposure for Eastern Florida, when you wanted to be a Titan?
So my sophomore year of high school, I started taking lessons from Coach. I hadn't had a lesson before then. He became my swing coach. My teammate in high school, Mickey DeMorat, came here. He was a year older than me, so I kind of followed in his footsteps. I always wanted to come here. My high school team used to practice at the range every Tuesday, so I would get constant exposure out there, and I just saw what the team did, and I saw a great opportunity to play golf, play great college golf.
Well, that's good that you got some good vision. Now, Brad, you came across from the pond, long ways from England.
It's a long way.
What's your story how you made it to Eastern Florida in Melbourne?
Well, the coach, which I actually worked with back in England, he actually played for the Titans in the 80s, and he knows Coach Howe, and I actually spoke to him about it, and one of the former players, Arthur Leonard, who I know and play with back in England. So through that, I just found out about Eastern Florida, and remember I came over in March to have a look and met Coach, and I just loved everything about it. So,
well, I'll tell you what, guys, now you're playing the national tournament. It's nice to have all of you. When you have a national tournament, it's a different kind of pressure situation. What really gets that confidence going in the round when you play in that first round? You need a putt to drop. What's the key for you, Brad, to get kick-started in that round?
It's just patience, really. You don't want to force the issue, because it is a national championship. It's the biggest event we'll play all year.
Right.
And you don't want to go out there trying to force the issue. You just got to think, right, we've got 72 holes. Let's take it one shot at a time. And if we do what we're supposed to do, the results will come. So.
That's pretty good. Now, Ryan, you two are going to make the trip to Garden City, correct?
Correct.
Now, Taylor, how are you going to watch these guys from afar, man, to support these guys?
When it's time to just watch, I'll watch. I'll sit back and I'll watch them live scoring. I'll talk to them in between the days. But right now, my job's not done yet. I'm still pushing them to get better.
Good.
The best thing for them really is when they get there, they realize the hardest players that they are going to play against are back home, because all the guys on the team are going to continue to push them. And we have some of the best junior college players on our team, even the ones that aren't making the trip. So the hardest thing that they do every year is, try to qualify and beat all of us. Going to the event's the easiest thing that we do.
And that just shows you and proves how good your team is all the way across the board. Guys, great job, well spoken. Ryan, good luck. Brad, good luck. Taylor, great job as well. But good luck in Garden City, and go Titans.
Thank you.
Awesome.
We're going to take a short break, come back and talk to Mike Parsons as we recap a great athletic season. Stick around. This is Inside Titan Sports.
Create the career of your dreams with a degree from Eastern Florida State College. Earn a bachelor's degree, associate's degree, or college certificate in growing job fields like healthcare, business, and computer technology. On campus or online, you can find inspiration and success. Anything's possible where Titans rise. Eastern Florida State College.
Hey fans, welcome back to our final segment of Inside Titan Sports. It's now time to recap a very positive season for Titans athletics. Please bring back Manager of Athletic Communications, our very own Michael Parsons. Hey Mike.
Good to be here.
I'll tell you what, it's been a whirlwind. I can't believe this is capping off the 2016 and 17 season. What a ride it's been.
Yeah, when you start to look back, it's an impressive year that we've had once again, and it seems like every year we just get a little bit better, and it's just amazing. And you think, from one of our first shows with Drake wearing the Eastern Florida State jersey.
The Drake and the coach.
The Drake and the coach, and then, coach and the team ends up going all the way to the national championship game. I mean, historical year for them, 31 wins. The women's soccer team did what they do every single year, and went all the way to the national tournament as well. And then men's golf, we just talked to them, and they're heading back to nationals. And it's just year after year we continue to just get a little bit better, and it's a great thing to see.
The biggest thing I see that I've been fortunate to be the host of the show this season is that the type of characters and the integrity of these student athletes that come on set is just really something special, Mike.
Yeah, it really is. It's a joy to be around the kids, and how they interact with you is such a joy every day, and it makes it a special job. But now's the time of year where you start to see where they're going, and you start to really think, wow, all these players are going. Bunny Shaw's going to the University of Tennessee to play soccer. Kareem Bruton's going to the University of Memphis to play basketball. Trudy Walker's going to Jacksonville. Juan Parada's going to Marist, and you see all these people going to Division I, and you're just like, wow, this is really not only great to see at our level, and it's great for our sports, but to see the kids move on, and you know, all the coaches talk about it. That's really the job, is to get them ready to go to Division I and move on in life and be successful. And we have a great group again this year that's doing just that.
Well, you know, Mike, you said it right there. Eastern Florida has been such a family culture, and you get up close with these kids, these guys and gals, and write stories, and it's great to see that you feel like you're part of their lives in some sort.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because it's the exact opposite of what I used to want to do and do, and I still have a hard time with it. As I was telling Coach Howell, I'm not traveling with the team because in my role used to be I wouldn't be anywhere near the team until it was time to talk to them afterwards. You know, so it's been a big change for me, and it's one that I've really embraced because you get to really interact with the kids more, and you know, they come into my office and talk to you, and you know, you really get to know them as a person and what they want to do with their lives, and it's just really a special thing.
Yeah, and we've gone through a lot. We lost one of the good ones in the season, Coach Grimes, and I know that was a big cloud over the program, but the fact is the way that the university and everybody reacted was really, really special. It was a sensitive time, but just to see the way the university worked with that and the family really, really hit me close as well, getting to know Coach Grimes on the set.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that was a huge loss, you know, for everybody, and to get to see that and how everybody just kind of jumped in.
Right.
And, you know, it reinforces what everybody knew and said, which is we are a family, you know, and Eastern Florida State College is just one big family. And when you have the kind of tragedy that we had then, it just shows how close we all are and how much, you know, we all care about each other.
Well, and everybody picked up the ball too. Now, in terms of, you know, the facilities are really starting to shine now. Obviously, softball facility came online. Dr. Jim Ritchie throws out the first pitch. You know, just the facilities here really at the JUCO level are just, it's really, really raised the gold standard.
It really has, and you know, and that raises the standard of the entire, you know, entire athletics now, is because now we have, you know, basically everybody now has a new facility that is state of the art, and you know, we can start hosting, like Coach Howell was saying, we can host national championships in almost every sport now, and you know, that's where Dr. Ritchie wants to be. We want to be the best at that. We want to be best on the field. We want to be the best graduation rates. We want to be the best at everything, and you know, we really are raising the bar to be that. And you know, the softball field this year is just another example of that. You know, what a beautiful facility, and you know, I'm sure we'll be hosting state tournaments and things in the very near future because of that.
Well, Mike, now also you want to look at the culture for the student athlete here at Eastern Florida. And now, when are they going to break ground on the student union, which I think is going to be a big piece of the dynamic of the facilities here on campus?
Yeah, it definitely is. I think it's this summer we're actually breaking ground on that. They redid the whole parking lot, and so now when, you know, you can't pull all the way through and into the gym anymore, because that student union center is going to be right next to the gym, and it's going to be a great facility for you know, all the students, not just athletes, but athletes are going to have it right next to the gym, and it's going to be open, and it's going to have, you know, your eating, and there's places for you to do your homework and things like that. So it's just going to be another special place for people to go and you know, get their studies done and hang out before a game, and you know, it's another step, and you know, just like we had talked about before with the dorms and that kind of thing, it's just another step that the school has taken to really make it great.
Well, I think that's a big piece too, because you create that on-campus culture where student athletes can stick around. That's where you start gelling and start creating that synergy. Now, Mike, you've been a great, important piece to Eastern Florida. You've done so much. You wear so many different hats in terms of social media. And I know that the seasons blend together, and I know that from being a longtime announcer. When do you get to look back and just kind of like look back at everything what just happened? Because everything seems to be a blur when you're right there going 90 miles per hour.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm just like the students. You know, they're all taking finals this week, and it's kind of my finals week as well. As you do start to look back now, because it's starting to slow down a little bit, and say, wow, look at everything that we've accomplished this year. I mean, you know, we were on SportsCenter. I mean, you know, there are some big events that you look back and you're like, wow, you know, how'd we do that? You know, I mean, we were both there that night, and we're both kind of like, how'd we do that? Like, how'd we actually pull that one off? And, you know, there's events like that you remember, and you're like, wow. You know, but there's also just the little things that you know, always click back, that are, you know, walk-off wins and, you know, buzzer beaters and things like that you always think back on when you're starting to look back on the season.
You know, talking about that, which is freshening out, baseball is making a good run. They had 2 walk-offs, and now they're making the national tournament down in Lakeland at Joker Marchant. Talk about their first opponent and what that looks like for that tournament for Coach Tam.
Yeah, the second walk-off was a special night because Tommy Romero was on the mound. He's going to be the Region 8 Pitcher of the Week, I'm sure, this week. He was lights out, as he has been all season. Another 12 strikeouts. He's got 136 on the season now. And he was just on his game, and St. Petersburg just couldn't really do anything. And luckily we got the bats going late, but, Norberto Navarro, just like we saw in the home final, he's just so fast. And, he had said it after that home game, and he said it to me again after the walk-off wild card game. He just smiled and said, "I just thought I was going home. I'm just going home." And he's so fast, and he made it around and got that game winner. And so now they're heading to the state tournament. Joker Marchant Stadium starting Friday. They 4 o'clock. They got Northwest Florida State, which is a good team. I mean, everybody is now state level, but they got a really good shot. And 6 games in 6 days, and you just got to keep playing.
Yeah, I tell you what, Mike, it's been a great run, and hopefully we can do another show. But especially after Jamie Howe, as they make their run at Garden City, Kansas, which is coming up in about a week or so. But Mike, I want to take the time to say thank you on air, that you've been a big part and big support of me to be helping me with this show and with the TV games. And Eastern Florida is very, very lucky to have you. And Dr. Jim Ritchie's done a great job to lead the direction. Rob Landers and Sam Hansler, these guys have just been really special. And I tell you what, Mike, it's you got something special here, and keep building, keep doing the things you do, and you'd be amazing where we're going to end up.
Definitely, and that's the vision. Is that's the exciting part of my job, is just continuing to make it grow and getting the word out that these athletes are the best athletes in the country. And teams need to be seeing that everybody on every team is as good as anybody else in Division I or Division II, and teams just need to notice that.
Well, Mike, thanks for your support and all you do. Remember, fans, anything and everything on Titans Athletics, visit us online at EFSCTitans.com. That's a wrap. Again, for Rob Landers, Sam Hansler, and Mike Parsons, my name's Eric Kohler saying so long. Remember, Eastern Florida, where Titans rise.